Here we go. VSC.
The most dangerous show of the week. Good morning.
Good morning. And Liz already said it, but welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
No, I didn't
You already
say
you said no. You said the most dangerous show of the week would be your line after that.
Okay.
The VSC.
Yeah.
You're not supposed. The way we put this together is you don't have to say the sideshow part. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And then you say your tagline, and you already said the tagline.
Yeah.
So, hi. We're still dealing with daylight savings time. So, I feel oddly awake right now, but I know I'm tired. It will smack me later in the day. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in sunny and cold, but hopefully going to warm up more than yesterday, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
And I'm not stuffy, but just got stuff in my nose. So, yeah. Anyway, hi. So, we didn't film a VSC last week, so we're trying to get one in this week. The bud was on sale for 2 weeks, and I am still trying to finish up my bud blanket, but that's okay. That will be ongoing probably for a while. I'd love to just pound it out and have it done because it's semi-mindless, the chevron baby blanket that I'm making, but it's a lot of yarn. Anyway.
It's kind of fortuitous that we're doing a filming on Sunday when you could just sit there and pound it out.
That's true. I'm sorry, Carol. The Avena may go into... We'll see if I knit on the Avena at all. I love the Avena sweater, but I'm like... I don't want to say I'm so bored with it, but I kind of am. Because it's just the mindless knitting part, which sometimes when I buckle down, I can pound that sucker out, but it's hard to buckle down. Right now.
Your Avena is looking a lot like my sweater I just finished.
But you just finished it.
Yeah, because I sat there and stared at the sleeves and stared at the sleeves and stared at the sleeves and, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
anyway.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. So, you can save 25% on Friday. I never edited out the Thursday part. I got too busy. So there was a glitch yesterday where I said the wrong day. It's only on Friday, the actual St. Patty's Day, the 17th. I'm getting this out of the way now. On the 17th, on Friday. And we will only have so much time for phone calls if you'd like to phone in and order. Because I have drop-in help, and Liz will be by herself. But you'll get to talk to Carol on the phone. So, in the afternoon. She may not be here in the morning. So, yeah. So, anyway, patience with us on Friday.
I'm supposed to be bringing Bernie in. I might have him answer the phone. Like, just answer it.
Answer it, and
if
and
nobody's
sing some
there,
hold music.
thank goodness.
And
please hold for the next available
He'll be like, hello,
representative.
and they'll be like, oh my gosh, who did I call?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Friday, you can save 25% off with the code SHAMROCK2023. And that last part is numbers, whereas Shamrock is letters. You can save 25% off all day, either in the shop or online. But today we're going to talk about what you can save 15%, and you can't combine these, 15% off of just the yarn we're going to talk about today until we film next Wednesday. So through next Tuesday. And Tuesday will be the 18, 19, 20... 21st, I think.
Yeah, because we're Sunday sitting stitch
is the 19th.
Is the 19th, so
yes.
20th, 21st.
That's what I was doing in my head and partially out loud. So today you have to put in the code product of the week, and this one has spaces. It's the only code we do that there are spaces between the words, and at this point it's too complicated to try to change in any other way. So I don't think I can tack on something that's easier. So this is just what it is. I'm so sorry. But this yarn, it's 15%
off this week.
See? My mouth gets ahead of my brain and it causes problems. And what are we doing this week, Liz?
This week we are doing Jody Long's Summer Delight.
It's one of my favorites for cottons because it's cotton with a little bit of cashmere. Ooh.
Luxury blend of organic cotton and cashmere. It is 90% organic cotton and 10% cashmere. It is 253 yards per 100 grams. Machine wash, lay flat to dry. They're recommending a US 5 needle or a US G hook. And we are retailing it for $17.95 a skein.
So, it's a DK. It has a nice twist construction to it. Let's see, I'll pull the yellow and show you. Nice twist to the yarn. What I like about the cashmere in it is that gives it just the littlest, it adds to the softness. And some cotton, when it's tightly spun, is not soft, or as soft as you might think, because people think all cotton is soft, and I'm like, but it also gives it a little bit of give. So there's some stretchiness to it because of the cashmere that you don't always find, or especially if it's 100% cotton, you may not find. I would say like the Sammy that we have has some give to it, and it's really soft, but it's looser spun. So did you say, is this machine washable?
Yes, lay flat to dry.
It is. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things, like the washing machine might be okay with some of the yarns we talk about. Dryer's a little more questionable. Honestly, if you can help it, I wouldn't put anything you've hand knit in the dryer. But sometimes you're giving it away, and that person is going to do what they're going to do with it.
Encore's fantastic for that.
By the way, not on sale this week. So, but that little bit of give, like, it makes it just a little more soft and luscious. I will say the colors are flat colors. Like, there's no heatheriness, there's no tweediness, and that can sometimes be good or bad.
I was thinking just now, we have a couple questions for tomorrow that we'll do more in depth
tomorrow.
But for the
pressed flowers,
there are some gorgeous combinations if you just wanted flat colors, if you didn't want color changing.
If you wanted a summery pressed flowers, this could be a possibility. And we've started making kits. I don't know if we're going to branch out into cotton kits, but there's things to consider, and you can always contact us. Like, if you email us, then we could send you pictures of colors and things like that. We're doing whatever kits we can, but the full range, like, we're going to run out of room to both list them and store them in the shop if we tried to make kits out of everything we have that's DK in the shop. It gets a little bit crazy. So, but this is an option if you didn't want a wool. And this is a solid option that, again, tomorrow we will talk about if there are things we could pair with it that are not the yarn that's actually on sale this week. So, before we do colors, what I'm going to show off, I have a shirt somewhere where I've done some color work stuff with this, but the one I wanted to show off today, it's a little bit hard to show off because I have a barber cord that's on like 2 chunks of this. I was going to look up the name of this.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be, I think it's like the Lynn Summer Top. This is Summer Delight. It's something with the summer top in the title. It's like I want to say it's the Lynn Summer Top, but I'm going to look it up and put it in the description. I started this last year and was like booking on it, was having so much fun with it because the stitch definition is awesome and this will be great. And then I stalled out on it like I do on almost everything that's bigger than like a hat. So
and it's crochet bobbles in your knit, right?
Yeah, it's a knit pattern, but the bobbles are made with a crochet hook. And I'm not always a bobble fan. Like, I just had to poke one. Some of these bobbles are wanting to go on the inside, and I'm having to poke them back out. But I think this is a great sample of, apart from the bobbles not staying on the right side, which might get fixed when I block it and might not. I might just have some bobbles that decide to be on the inside. This is a great project to show off the stitch definition. There's lovely, lovely stitch definition with like these thick, huge cables that I'm doing. These are, I'm knitting or purling through the back loop to make these ridges. There's baubles. There's lace work. It's really fun. It's like you start on you do the back to a certain point and put it on a stitch holder, and then this side I took off of a stitch holder, or it might have been provisional cast on. I can't really remember. I'd have to go back and look at the pattern. But you start working on the front. So I've done this side of the front down to where the neckline's going to be. And now I'm working on this side of the front. And eventually, not far off, I can join them together at the neckline. And then once I get down to the armhole separation where the back is, then I get to start working in a circle. And so it was so exciting last year. And then I started like 6 million more things.
So it's kind of a hybrid construction.
Yeah, and I've seen other ones that work this way. Again, you do the back, and then you do the front a little, join together, do the front. It's a way to do like a drop shoulder top down. Instead of doing a bottom up where you go in a circle and then you split for the back and then do the front, you're doing the back to where it would join in a circle, and then you do front, and more of the front. And then when they're both at the right length, you start going in a circle. If anyone's up for the challenge. This has been really fun to knit. I just got distracted by other projects. So, shocker. So this color, if you want to see, Liz, this is it blush?
It's powder.
Powder. The blush is the fiber spates color that's very similar. That's my Avena. So powder is the light pink.
It's like a carnation pink.
Yes, and keep it close at hand. I want to talk about, this is our newest, I want to talk about it last. But let's put it somewhere where we can compare the two. It's a, I guess, are carnations that color? I don't even know.
Carnation pink, it's
a light pink.
Almost
it's very
baby
pretty.
pink.
Almost baby pink. Like, again, I didn't think I'd be this much of a pink fan, and I'm making something out of pink.
It's not like so pale, or it's a nice pink.
Mm-hmm. Some of these colors are kind of funky on their own, and then they're really great when they're put together with stuff. So we've got the light pink. We have a neutral, which is lovely, and I think we have a decent quantity of it at this point. The neutral's called porcelain, and again, for a cotton, there's a really good, like, what did we say? 253 yards.
Yep.
That's a really good amount for a DK. That's pretty much equivalent to like a wool DK, and usually cotton is heavier in terms of weight on the scale, so you don't get as much yardage out of 100 grams for the same thickness. But that little bit of cashmere kind of extends how much yardage you can get out of this. So there's a lovely neutral porcelain will go with everything if you're looking for combos, right, for things.
It's not necessarily a white. It's
an off-white.
It's an off-white.
Yeah, Crew, Erin, it's... We've often said before that to get a white, especially with a natural fiber. I mean, with cotton it's a little easier, but to really truly get a white, you have to... bleach it pretty much.
Yeah.
So white, even whites, things that are labeled white in merinos and other things might be a little off-white. So, but yes, this is not stark white. I kind of like that. So, I'm going to keep going with neutrals. This might be the only other like neutral actually. This is a gray, and it is slate. So slate is kind of a slate gray.
It's a medium, little darker than elephant gray.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's kind of in the vein of an elephant gray. A little darker than what we have in the Cascade Heritage, we would call elephant gray. So, yes, we have... I'm trying to, like... Okay. Medium gray. I want to say there's only a few colors in the palette that we don't have. Of maybe they brought in a few new colors this season. This yarn is only about a year and a half old. Like, they just started bringing in new colors. It might be 2 years old. I've lost track of time at this point, but...
do the blues.
Okay. And that one's, like, I would say is actually not a blue, but kind of in a blue family. It's turquoisey.
Turquoise.
Right? What's that one called?
Teal. It's called
Lagoon. Lagoon is really pretty. Like, if you're, like, more the turquoisey tealsies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the blue side of a teal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we've got... We have a light blue to kind of go with that light pink. They're both in the same kind of vein of almost baby colors, but not quite. And this one is called Cloud. Cloud is the super light. It's like, I would say it's lighter than Robin's egg blue, right? It's called Cloud. It's funny because I would almost call it a powder blue, but the powder, wasn't that what the pink was called? Powder. So anyway, I get them confused because my brain goes to different places. But it's a really light, it's kind of a sky blue. It's kind of a little off from a sky blue even though. So between a sky blue and a baby blue, maybe. It's my best attempt at giving that a color.
This one is Twilight, and
it's like just lighter than a navy.
Yeah.
So it's not a like super dark navy.
Yeah, it's not like we have the
Feederbrook navy. It's almost the same. See how this is darker though? Yeah.
It's just off of navy or the what's the?
We're having trouble with names today.
It's not the
Heritage.
Heritage. In the Heritage, there's the navy, and then there's
we have one of those here too.
Just off of that.
There's navy and there's marine.
Marine.
This is the navy in the Heritage, and do we have marine in stock? Yes, we do. Let me grab it.
I think it's just a hair lighter than marine too.
It's darker than marine.
Oh, it's darker than
darker.
marine.
Marine is close to royal blue. Like
so, it's kind of in the middle.
It's between navy and marine in the Heritage. And all these colors are a little bit flatter. Like, what I actually like about the Summer Delight is it's cotton, but it doesn't have the sheen of the Ultra Pima from Cascade. And sometimes you want the shiny. But if you don't want shiny, but you want cotton, but you don't want the cotton to be rough, because the other cotton we have is the Nifty Cotton, which doesn't have the sheen, but it's not as soft. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so those were the blues. I think because we were doing blue, I'll do purple. We have a light purple. Like, can you grab that pink for a second? So the purple is called Blushes. This is another thing I get confused on. I would think Blushes would be the pink, but it's not. So light purple, it's like maybe even almost lighter than a lavender. The purple, the blue, the purple, and the pink are all this like really light color palette, if
almost
you like
pastel.
That. Yeah, it's verging on pastel, right?
Which actually,
if you do the celery, that one's called celery, right? So let's just throw the green in there. The celery is a pretty light one, right? Let's hang on to this because he's a new color. We'll circle around to the other color.
Celery is a light green.
It's almost a pistachio green.
Yes. And we found it really, really sings when it's mixed with other colors.
Yes, and we don't have much of it in stock right now. That is, it's the one color we have only a couple skeins of it in stock. I used it in a sweater I made, and then it got bought out, and we haven't replenished that one yet. But know that it's there if you're looking for a green. My crochet hooks are getting stuck in this. This is from the original palette. This one's just called Summer, so it's Summer Delight Summer. And the way my phone is representing it is a little bit brighter than it is. It's a bright yellow, but it's a soft bright yellow. It's a funky. It's really hard to explain what color this is.
Almost like if you took a yellow crayon and not pressed hard, but just kind of.
Sure. Like I get what you're
solid,
saying. Yeah,
but it's a soft.
Mm-hmm. It's almost what Cascade is gonna call a lemon yellow. But it's not like super harsh in any direction. It's this funky color to explain. It's not like a pastel, and it's also not golden, and it's also not as warm as I think the camera is trying to show it.
It goes though well with the orange and the red.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the pastels, and it doesn't match the pastels, but neither do the orange and the red. So
just to make life complicated.
Yeah.
So the yellow is actually called Summer. And it's bright, but it's not intense. Like, it's a soft bright. That's the best way I can describe it. So, all right. So since you engaged us in the warm tones here, what else you got?
The orange is tangerine, and
it really is kind of a tangerine, orange. Like, it's not. It's verging on a carrot. Like, we've had people buy it to make carrot crocheted things out of. And
call
again,
it more carrot than...
yeah, like maybe more carrot than tangerine.
Yeah.
Actually, even though it's named tangerine.
Yeah.
It's like even the intense colors in the Summer Delight have like a softness to them, so the colors aren't like super saturated. They're bold, but they're not super saturated. So, and that again, it's so crazy to try to describe colors.
And red is tomato, and it's a pretty tomato red.
Yeah, I would say that is like when I think of a tomato red, it's a red with a slight hint of an orangey tone to it, rather than a purpley red, right? It's a warmer red. And we are did we
we haven't done
that one. Oh.
This one is tulip.
That's the tulip one, yes.
And it's I want to say
raspberry kind of
dull raspberry fuchsia.
And again, all of these are when we use the word dull, it's like they're not shiny and they're not like super saturated. They're good strong colors. But because of the matte finish to them, they don't have that same level of shine or like super vibrant intensity. So, and in some ways I think that works in its favor.
It's pretty. It's just not like that vibrant magenta, pink, purple, whatever that you're, you know.
Which again, if you don't want it to be too vibrant or intense, this is perfect. So the new color we brought in that I will try to photograph and get up online later today is peach. And it's more of a like a white flesh tony, you know, kind of peach. And see, they're close, but this one's a lot warmer. It's like if I had known this color existed, I might have made this top out of this color. But I've already started in this color, and I do think this color is very, very cute. What was that one again?
Powder.
Powder. So I'm doing the powder pink rather than the peaches pink. And both I think would be lovely in this top. In fact, this might be closer to the color on the cover of the pattern. But it didn't exist when I started the pattern. So this is our newest color, the peach. And it's kind of what I think of when I think of the peach for white skin tones in a coloring box, you know, when we're talking about crayons, what they'll call peach for that. So,
and it fills out the pastels.
It gives us a warm in the kind of pastel-y colors, definitely. So, could be really fun as a contrast to some kind of color changing yarn, which again, we'll talk about options tomorrow if you wanted to make the pressed flowers in more of a plant fiber combo. That gets tougher for our shop because we don't have a whole lot of both color changing and solid same density of fiber or same feel of fiber in the plant fibers with how the yarn is constructed. But we could come up with some options that might play well together. We cannot guarantee it. But this is a good, solid option, especially if you want cotton but you want soft. Because we have some other options, but they might be shinier or they might be rougher or, you know, kind of gets interesting at that point. So, we hope to delve into some of that question tomorrow. And I would say if we don't finish that question, like we have a couple of questions. And if we don't finish the combo for pressed flowers type of question tomorrow, that could actually go over into Tuesday, because Tuesday we'll do our check-in, but we might still be talking about color combos for the pressed flowers. We put together a whole bunch of kits yesterday that putting them together does not mean they are items in the system or online yet. That might not happen until next week. But it depends on how busy we are on the show. There's so many factors, you know. However, it's something that we won't be talking about as an option until probably next Tuesday. So I think that's an option we can do next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's enough from us, I think. We got to go open the shop. So, and how I'm looking at the timer on the top and I'm like, yeah, that's a good, you know. So, Summer Delight, really pretty. Good for color work. Because they are solid colors, it's really good for stranded color work or mosaic if you have something in mind and you want more of a breathable option for summer. Cotton is always weird for me because it's not fuzzy against the skin. It's seen as a summery fabric, and yet it breathes and it doesn't. Because it's not fuzzy with the wool, the air can sometimes pass through, but at the same time, it can be a little heavier.
And
for the thickness
thicker
it is.
the cotton, the warmer it's going to be regardless, just because.
And this is right in the middle, yeah. We don't have a lot of super thin cotton in the shop yet. We may work on that this year, but we'll see. Cliffhanger. No, okay. So we will see people tomorrow for Dear Becky and Lizzie. If you have any questions, we already have like 2.5, because 2 are related, so it's not quite 3. But if you would like to add, you can email Liz, and Liz will give her email in just a second. Depending on how things go, if you are emailing more recently, it might get pushed over to next week, but we'll see. So the address is
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
Okay.
If you email Rebecca at sundragonartandfiber.com, it could get lost.
Yes. I try to send them over to Liz, but if it's a Dear Becky and Lizzie, please email Liz.
If it's in a comment, it could get lost. So
we do our best to keep track of those. We really do, but we cannot guarantee. If it comes to me, I get so many emails that are business and question and appointment and other things. That's why we try to have everything go to Liz. So please, if you have a question, and I think we've caught everything that's come, but we've had things come in lately through comments, and some people commenting on the show may not think it warrants a Dear Becky and Lizzie, and we do. So that's different, right? We'll bump it over. But if you have something you really want us to address on air, really you need to put Liz at the beginning of your email address. Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com. She keeps track of those. I have so much going on. Yeah. Sometimes I lose track of other communiques that people send to me because I really try to stay on top of it, but it's a lot. So, okay. But we love y'all, and we want to address everything that we can in as much depth as we can. So, okay, have a great day. We will see you tomorrow. We're going to go get ready for our Wednesday.
Yay!
Yay!
Bye!
Bye.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
We're at 14:35.
Woo!